Welcome, Challenger. I'm happy to be here today with Abhijeet. And today I will help Abhijeet to plan the actions he needs to take to upgrade his career. And I'm Rafael Del Nero, a Java champion. And I'm going to introduce quickly Abhijeet. So Abhijeet is a senior developer. He works for Amazon. So Abhijeet, do you want to quickly introduce yourself, talk about your experience and so on?
Sure, Rahul. Yeah, so I'm a SG3 with Amazon, and I have around 14 years of experience in development, mostly experience in Java development. But still, sometimes I face issues with some of the like how to format my code, how to properly take down my classes, and how to use specific solid and design patterns in my classes. So that's why I was looking for some help, and Rafael, like it was very nice of him. He initiated this initiative to help developers like me.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your introduction. And so I'll explain to the audience why it's important to have a weekly plan. So to have a weekly plan, to have habits is the only way to reach big goals. Big goals, we don't achieve them overnight. It takes time. And to master technology is the same thing. So for example, if you want to master AWS or any other technology, we need to put the work. It's a process. It won't happen overnight. So that's why having a weekly plan will help you to be a much better software engineer, and you're going to help you to direct your career to the right place. So tell me, Abhijeet, what is your biggest challenge in your career nowadays? Can you tell me a little bit more about what you're going through, or about what is your biggest goal in your career?
Sure. So I mean, like I'm a seasoned development, so I mostly work nowadays. Like most of the developer like me work on the framework, and working on those frameworks and libraries, it would be pretty easy for us. But when it comes to the work on the vanilla core vanilla format of the Java, that time we face these issues if our design understanding, our design patterns and solid understanding of solid patterns is not that much. So that's where we face some issues. And I want to as a senior developer, you need to be solid on those things so that not only the framework side, you also need to be very much to have good understanding of the old vanilla Java.
Exactly. And what's preventing you to have a good understanding of vanilla Java? And when you say vanilla Java, what exactly do you mean? What
Vanilla, I mean
features?
yeah. So what I mean to say, very core Java features like which we do not use day by day, and how to format our classes in to use. So we have a lot of new features coming with each of the new versions of Java, but we usually don't use them. So how to optimally use Lambda functions to do all our calculations or whatever computation we want to do. How to format our classes in proper format that they adhere to the design principles of solid and design patterns. So, yep, this.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you my opinion about that. So I don't think that following those rules with design patterns and by using solid exactly will solve the problem to
Mhm.
have high quality code. What is the most important thing, which will, as a byproduct, implement concepts from design patterns and from solid. So if we follow the principle of single responsibility, we can make our code so much better. I still see many senior developers creating a method that is ultra responsible. And if just by breaking down our methods to be very good to do only one thing, that will make the code so much better. And as a byproduct, yeah, we're going to be using solid, the solid principles. But Abhijit, let's try to focus on what are your career goals, because our focus in this call is to create your weekly plan. So by having your weekly plan, then you can take action consistently to get to where you want. So tell me, what are exactly your goals right now in your career?
So, well, right now my goals is iron out all the shortcomings. Firstly, whichever I have, the major points which I have mentioned where I face issue while working up in Korea, so that I would be once I have those solid understanding of those concepts, I would be also able to know internals of the frameworks which I would be using in my project, and that would help me to grow as a better software engineer.
So your current goal is not to go to another company, it's to become a better software engineer.
If that is another goal, if like currently I also am facing certain issues in my interview process, so like I'm able to write the algorithm but not able to properly format it in terms of like classes and interfaces or APIs. And secondly, I face issue of how to make my algorithm explain to others through dry run of the. So
Yes, that's a common problem for many developers, because those algorithms interviews, it's not actually what we do in our day-to-day jobs. So the only way to pass on those interviews is to practice out of our jobs. Unfortunately, that's the only way. And it doesn't really matter how much experience we have in the market, because algorithms are a different skill, right? I'm not saying they are not important. They're going to help us a little in our day-to-day job. We're going to know what's going on behind the scenes. We're going to become better software engineers, but we need to practice that outside of our jobs. And algorithms, it's a skill that takes time to get better. There's no magical answer. The only thing we can do is to practice. So that's why it's very useful for you to create your weekly plan, because then by practicing consistently algorithms, you're going to get better for sure, right? So you told me that you want to improve with Solid because you want to create better code, and you want to improve on algorithms because you want to be comfortable in interviews, right? And what else do you want?
these are two primary goals. Apart from that, as I mentioned, how to use the newest Java JDK features more optimally in my codes, so that I have a beautiful code. Like I can optimally use those features.
So features from which Java version exactly?
Like even I'm currently we are use like from Java 8, like we use very plain vanilla Java Lambda functions. So like there are a lot of things like by functions, aggregators, and so Lambda itself is like a very huge domain.
Lambda is huge. The thing that will help you a lot to master Lambdas is to learn more about the paradigm of functional programming, because Lambdas are basically functional programming, right? Not 100%, but it follows the functional programming paradigm. So I would suggest you, instead of trying to learn Java features, go to the functional programming paradigm, because the Java programming language and any other programming language, they only implement the paradigms. So once you master object-oriented programming, solid design patterns, clean code, functional programming, once you master all of those paradigms, then you can move to any language you want far more easily, because it's all the same. It's all the same. If you look Java behind the scenes, you're going to see data structures, algorithms, all is there. Everything is there. And it's not different for any other programming language.
Got it.
So the fundamentals, we sometimes underestimate the importance of learning the fundamentals, but by mastering those fundamentals, we can easily learn lambdas, for example, because it's just implementation. It's just implementation of a concept. So what else do you want to master and to be really good at?
Currently, these are my primary goals. Once I make this, maybe in the next step, I want to also learn some frameworks, their internals.
Awesome. And how do you see yourself? So what is your next step in your career?
Next step in my career is basically to develop, to start using these concepts and my learnings on hands on my product development.
So you want to stay a senior developer. You don't want
Yeah.
to become an architect or principal engineer or manager.
So yeah, like I want to be an individual contributor, and mostly the next step, next goal would be a principal engineer, which I am looking for.
Principal engineer. Very good. So let me show you here the document to create your weekly plan. So it's a very simple document. I'm gonna also show you other apps you can use to plan your week. But let's use this one right now because this one is the simplest. Can you see my screen?
I can see it.
So as you can see, it's very simple. So you can define here your goals, your weekly goals. So for example, from what you told me, you want to get good with algorithms. And like I said, algorithms is not something that you're gonna learn overnight. You're gonna have to practice it. So you're gonna have to practice it weekly, preferably. So the more you practice, the better it gets, like math. It's very similar to math. So basically, I will suggest you to put here some time to study algorithms, solid, and anything else that you think it's important for your career. And the other thing that I would suggest you to use is the Pomodoro technique. Do you know this technique?
No.
So can you see here my screen? Can you see Pomodoro tracker? Yeah, so basically Pomodoro is a timer of 25 minutes. And during these 25 minutes, you focus completely on your task. So that helps you to not look at your phone. That helps you to not look to your notifications. So that helps you to focus on what's important for your career. So you can use this website. There are lots of apps. And I will also recommend you to create your weekly plan using the Pomodoro technique. Because by using Pomodoro, you also have a sense of progress. Because, for example, you can see the reports. So after you do the Pomodoro, you're going to know exactly how much time you are putting to upgrade your career. Make sense?
I have one question. So, like, it is dedicated 25 minutes. I I dedicate for one of the skills or one of the tasks I'm working on, and then it would be recurring for. I can reuse the same tracker, or how it would be. So, like, I allocate 25 minutes daily or 25 minutes at a time.
25 minutes at a time. So
Okay.
you can do 5 Pomodoros a day. You can do 10 Pomodoros a day if you can. It's a lot to start with. I don't recommend you starting with 10. I recommend you starting with 2 maybe, because you have your 9 to 5 job, right? So your job is going to take a lot of your time. So 1 or 2 a day will already improve your skills a lot. And we have to keep in mind that what we do consistently is much more important than what we do occasionally. It's much more important what we do daily or consistently. So you have to remember that.
Okay.
And if you notice also, all the top performers, they do something deliberately to get very good at this specific skill. If you notice, every top performer, they do the same thing. So now that you know Pomodoro and you know, so basically here, those are the hours, right? So if you want to study at 5 p.m., you put here, and each of those blocks. So and here you can say if all the goals are completed, and here you can practice gratitude. So for example, even if you had a really bad day, for sure you're gonna have at least 3 things that you're grateful, right? So don't need to do that now. For now, I would just ask you to create your weekly plan and also your big 5. Your big 5 are your big goals for the whole year. So those are goals that it takes at least 1 year, could be less, right? But those are goals that takes a lot of work, right? So big five is to keep you focused on 5 things that are very important for you in the whole year. Make sense?
Yep.
Do you have any questions about that?
Yeah. So once we have created our how introspect it, how regularly we verify it, our progress.
So you're going to verify your progress so you can check your progress on the Pomodoro tool, right? And here is just a plan for you to get going.
Okay.
So for you to check your progress, you're going to have to create another document. You're going to have to create, for example, let's suppose you want to check your progress for your algorithms learning. You can set a goal that, after I finish 50 algorithms in the easy level, that's progress. I achieved my first milestone. Then after that, I want to finish maybe 50 algorithms in the medium level. So that's a way to check your progress. So another way to check your progress is by checking how many of those goals you did, right? Okay. So for example, if you see that every day you are finishing all your goals, that's success. And the other way that's very handy that you can check your progress is to see the reports. I can't see the reports here right now, but by using Pomodoro, so what will happen is that it should be signed. So let me show you. So you can see the stats. So you can see exactly how much time you spent to study what you need. Make sense? So you can check your progress here. Sorry. And or you can create a small document just saying, hey, I'm going to complete 20 algorithms in the easy level. So you can create mini milestones because then you see exactly where you are for each skill. But
my question was,
yeah.
So so like I got this point like milestone. I want how that milestone, or how frequent should I check that introspect about everything is going fine in my developer plan or not.
It will depend on your career goals. So that's why you need to define clearly where you want to go. Because if you say, I want to learn solid, this is very generic. You need to be specific and say, hey, I want to learn each solid principle and I want to implement that on my project. Then you implement each of the solid principle in your project. Then you say, hey, now I did everything I need. So, and regarding algorithms, you need to learn algorithms to accomplish a goal, right? So algorithms would be useful, for example, to pass in interviews or, right? So a way to check your progress would be to, after you have some preparation with algorithms, you do an interview and you see if you pass.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, sure.
If you don't pass in the interview, then you see, okay, I need to replan, I need to change my plan.
Got it.
Awesome. Any other questions?
No, I think that's all I was looking for.
Great. So I'm going to ask you to create a copy of this document for you. And I'm going to give you 5 to 10 minutes to create your plan, weekly plan, okay?
Okay.
Awesome. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions.
So you want me to share the screen and create this plan, or how do you want me to proceed?
No, for now you can create your plan, and then I'm gonna analyze your plan with you. So I'm gonna give you 5 to 10 minutes.
Just I think I'm good. We can start.
Awesome. You are very quick.
So I have only picked a specific section which I need.
Okay. You can share your screen.
Sure.
Great. Are you going to the gym every day?
Yeah, means either I go to gym or I go to cycling, like some sort of exercise I would be doing.
Perfect. That's very good. That helps us to be a sharper learner and also helps in our health, obviously. Very good. Practice competitive programming. So, where are you practicing that exactly?
So like, there are online competitive tools. So currently I am following like daily lead code. Actually, I missed it. It should be part of everywhere. So like daily lead code problem solving. So daily they publish one of the problem, and I try to do it on a regular basis.
Great. So, do you do that every day? How often do you do that?
So I try to do it on a very regular basis, but due to absence of any plans, like it breaks. I have a continuous streak of like let's say 10-20 days, and then it breaks in between.
So, usually you do the studying, you practice competitive programming. 1 hour a day, that's a lot.
It's not 1 hour. I think it's 9 to 10,
How
half an hour for yeah. So like sometimes there are like it depends on the mode of problem. Sometimes they are easier problem, so it takes around 10-15 minutes. Sometimes there are like harder problem. They took half an hour or even sometimes more.
that's good. So I also recommend you to use Pomodoro.
Mhm.
So while you're doing your competitive programming, I recommend you to use Pomodoros. That will help you to stay
Okay.
focused. And it will help you
Okay.
to see how many days you really did it. You're gonna see the
Okay.
reports. You're gonna say, hey, those days I did, but why exactly those other days I couldn't do it? Other lesson you have to
Okay.
remember is that we need to use discipline. Discipline is to be able to do whatever you decided to do, even when you don't
Mm-hmm.
feel like it. So
Okay.
basically, it's a way to say, hey, I know the big picture. If I get good with algorithms and system design, I'm going to be able to get any job I want. That gives me more chances to negotiate. That gives me a great advantage in my career. So we have
Okay.
to always remember that. And what are your, okay, so more,
And I have like dedicated session for in the evening for an hour. So alternate days. One day I would study a pattern, and next day I would try to implement and practice that design pattern. So to get the hands-on over that particular pattern.
the only thing I will suggest you is to create a
Mm-hmm.
small project of yours. Doesn't need to be a product necessarily. It could be anything because in this project, you can put in practice everything you're learning. So the
Mm-hmm.
problem by learning only theory is that if you don't apply theory
Mm-hmm.
for anything like a real application, it's difficult to keep this knowledge, to really master the skill. So I recommend you to put some time to create your own project and run whatever test you want. You can deploy you can create a toy project. You can deploy microservices in the cloud. You can use security protocols. You can test message brokers. You can test the concepts of system design in practice. That will help you a lot in your job to have a real application deployed um, and using the concepts from the book. And like I said, doesn't need to be something that is a product, a toy project. Could be something that doesn't make any sense just to practice your skills. I think it's popular. Developers create the pet project, right? And then you just put some pets there in the database, but whatever project you want. So pet, PET, like animals. Like
Okay.
you're gonna be
Okay.
registering animals. It's just a random idea, but you can create whatever you want.
Sure. Yeah. No. Yeah. So we can start project from right from beginning, or we need to have certain level of knowledge of. Then we should start from the next week or onwards.
Whatever's better to you, because it's just a type project. You
Okay.
don't
Sure.
need, yeah, it's just you. something just to use your design pattern, even when it's not needed, just to practice it. And when we are implementing a real project, we have to remember that we have to use a design pattern only when it's necessary, because using design pattern unnecessarily will only make the code more complicated.
Okay, got it.
A design pattern is not always a good option. What about your big five? Did you plan
Oh, I
your
haven't
big
gone
five
through
goals?
that. I haven't gone through that. So one thing I am planning to have so maybe some channel, or it may be something that I want to have an alternate stream of income apart from my regular job.
What do you consider? What do you have in your mind to have a second income?
Firstly, I would like to invest or gain knowledge in the stock market, and I believe that would be one thing that can be used as a alternative stream of income.
You haven't started investing in the stock market?
I have, but not mostly it is a long-term investment perspective, not having some generating some regular income out of that.
So you want to learn more about the stock market so that you can invest more?
And buy home. That is the one thing that is again
Oh,
in
and
my.
just to clarify, those are just examples. Those are just general random examples. You can use it if you want for you.
Yeah, means like buy home. It may not be buy home, Ellen, but it's like completing my home loan.
Great. Do you have a plan for that?
Like I have already started prepayment. Once I have started other alternative stream of income, I would also started going those generated income to my home loan, so that I would be able to close it.
Great.
Yeah. So secondly, I do not have plan like address like a regular level, because I already exercise. But few things I want to learn. Like firstly, I want to dedicate more time. So so it maybe I am going to gym daily, dedicated 1 hour into an entire weekdays. So my health itself, so either going to gym or going to cycling or having some sports or swimming, anything, but 1 hour daily. That's just one I plan to be doing on regular basis.
It's important for you to have a goal, because if you are only doing the exercises 1 hour a day and you don't have a goal, then it doesn't matter if you don't have results. So it's important for you to have at least something concrete that you can say, okay, I will achieve this goal. And it's important that the first goal is easy enough, right? A goal that you say, hey, I can achieve that. I know I can achieve that. And then the more you achieve those goals, the more confidence you get for the next ones.
Sure.
So it would be important to at least have something like that. I want to lose 5 kilos. I want to lose whatever. So something that you can just say that you like in 1 month, or I don't know in how long, you say, hey, I achieved this goal. I'm going to put another goal now. I'm going to set another goal.
Maybe this particular goal, I want to keep this particular space for my specific to my personal goal. So I would take some time and think about it and would fill it.
Yeah.
That is
So sorry to interrupt you, but just to explain, here you're not putting exactly your goal. Dedicate 1 hour to your health is not the goal. It's the how you're gonna get there. So you have to know where exactly you want to get, right? So a goal here would be, I want to lose 5 kilos. And to lose 5 kilos, you're gonna dedicate 1 hour a day for your health. Make sense?
got it. Yep. Okay. Yeah. I would update this particular space holder. And
yeah. So I'm telling you that because imagine that you're taking action 1 hour a day for years, but then you don't see any result. Would that motivate you?
that would be any use.
Exactly, it would be useless. So that's why it's important to think about the goals and the results, an outcome. So that's the how. You're going to dedicate 1 hour for your health. But what's the outcome? The outcome is that you're going to lose 5 kilos. And obviously, you're going to feel more confident. You're going to feel fit and stronger. So there are lots of benefits.
And like giving a talk on a platform, that is also one of my goal. Fifth goal, I want to visit at least, let's say, I can put a goal at least 3 places, like 3 vacations in current year family.
Do you know what are those places?
Yeah, I have a list of a few places already. They are like mostly domestic and India. I want to take my parents to few of those places.
Very good. And you also want to give a talk to have a plan for that.
So currently, firstly, I want to improve my public speaking skill. The talk is the ultimate goal, but mostly I want to improve my public speaking skill so that I can use that to have a meaningful talk on a platform.
So what platform?
I'm not sure about what platform I can use right now. I haven't explored those things.
You can use YouTube.
YouTube can be one of the, yep, I can publish one of the video, or maybe I can short it down. I can publish one of the YouTube video.
You can create your own channel. You can give your talk on your YouTube channel, and you can expand also to conferences. Very good. So let's go back. Oh, also don't forget to change the name. The day on the tab, because it's 1st of May, but it should be 23rd, or maybe next week. Maybe it's better next week.
Okay.
Or no, better this week. So this week starts, let me see.
I can start taking from Thursday, from tomorrow on.
But we can start from Monday, so it should be the 20th of May. So we can change there in the tab to the 20th of May.
Where is it? 20th of May. Where is it? 20th of May you're talking about?
Here.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you can change to 20th. And then for our next week, you can simply copy this tab, and then you can change the day.
Okay. We can create another tab and keep on adding.
Exactly. Because then you have the record of everything you've done.
Sure.
And the other thing, let me just show you that there are some other tools. You can use whatever tool you prefer. Important thing is for you to take action. But there is this other tool here. This tool is free, Kanban Flow. And you can plan your goals here. It's completely free. So it's similar to Kanban. Actually, it is Kanban. So I separate here in a different way. I have Pomodoros. And there is also Sunsama. Sunsama is a paid service, and you can also plan your week. But it doesn't really matter. You can use whatever tool you want. You can start with a Challenger Planner, and then you can change if you feel it's needed. Make sense? Awesome. So are you committed to follow your weekly plan starting from today?
But it's like it is already midnight. I'm in India time zone.
Oh, it's midnight.
Tomorrow,
okay, we're starting from tomorrow then.
Correct.
Very good. I'm happy to know that, Abhijeet. Was this conversation useful?
Yeah, very useful.
Awesome. So keep in mind that consistency is key to achieve big goals. And by planning your week, it's more difficult to procrastinate as well. So, and then you keep focused on the things that really matter in your career.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, so thank you so much for participating in this session to help you create your weekly plan. And thanks for your commitment as well. I know it's very late there to you, and it's not easy to be awakened right now and to be working on your career. so late.
Thanks a lot, Rafael. Like that's a great session. They're like very fundamental things, part of things, but we usually miss it. And like they are very important to be consistent. These tools, and I'm very hopeful by sticking those plans, I would be achieving my goals.
Thank you so much, Abhijit. And I hope you have a good night and a good night of sleep. And yeah, let's keep in touch.
Thank you. Thank you, Rafael. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you so much.